All right. Unfortunately, though, Anne Elise, I guess depending on the weather, I mean, they've got several truck races, like I said, through the weekend, but we've also got a lot of rain chances through the weekend, too. And NASCAR and rain, they don't work together.
No, they do not. Yeah, don't want the wet roadways. That's hard to say.
It is.
Wet roadways. You know what? This weekend, at least it's not a washout. I can say that. There will be opportunity for them to dodge the pockets of rain we have and those rain chances with some storms. And they're going to come by way of a cold front that's off to the northwest. You can see the really heavy cloud deck up around the Texas Panhandle back through Oklahoma and Kansas. And that is where we're going to be seeing that front eventually drift this way. Look at the temperature split, though. We are not kidding about those temperatures going down late this weekend. So 60 back around Amarillo, 83 ahead of that in Oklahoma City, 86 down around Austin. So you see where the warm air is ahead of the cold front. You also see the drastically colder air, pretty strong front for this time in the year. And so, yes, we will, too, get in on that cooler air. It looks like we'll start to feel its effects by tomorrow night. So a little bit longer where we're dealing with that heat. Of course, when we've got a cold front in May, yes, it does tend to mean storm chances for us. And we're going to be watching initially with a dry line out to the west today. That'll spark some isolated storms as we move on into the evening. Much of the day period tomorrow dry. The best chance, I think, of rain all weekend long is going to come into play early tomorrow evening. And really, we should even start watching it later in the afternoon hours tomorrow. Let's take a look at this together. Cold front again is going to stay off to the north through the day today. So we're really working with more of that dry line out to the west. There is a cap in place. We know what that means. It means that if the cap holds, we won't see very much activity. But if that cap breaks, we'll start to see these storms really blossom later on this evening. So here's what we're thinking. Back out to the northwest around Graham, Bridgeport, back around Breckenridge, where we would see those storms initialize. And I think they would continue to move off to the east. So we would be watching, really focusing on our northern counties, including Denton and Collin County, for the potential to see those storms as they roll off later on this evening. Overnight, quiet. Heading into tomorrow morning, pretty quiet as well. Again, a lot of the day period tomorrow looks dry with some sunshine mixed in. But here comes that cold front later in the afternoon. So now we're talking about 3, 4 o'clock. Some storms quickly developing, becoming more scattered and expanding out to the east of the I-35 corridor as we get into the evening for tomorrow. So your best chance to see storms tomorrow right around the Metroplex and then back out to the east. There is a lower severe threat, mostly going to be watching for marginally severe hail, maybe up to quarter size, and then some gusty winds as well. But speaking of gusty winds, we've already been seeing that, right? Look at this. Winds gusting to 43 miles per hour from the airport right now. It is a warm and really humid air mass right now, 86, but feels like 90 because of how thick that air is. And even right now, looking at winds gusting to 41 miles an hour from Dallas, 35 from Fort Worth. So yeah, it's going to stay gusty today. That, of course, is ahead of the front, which helps us to heat back into the mid-90s. But by the way, this is the hottest day in our extended forecast. We're going in the right direction. 88 tomorrow ahead of that front. And then look at Sunday, 72 degrees. The nice part, though, it's not a one-day deal. We're going to stay below average next week because another round of some wet weather. Looks like some heavier rain Monday night and Tuesday moves in. And by the time we get into the middle of next week, we put all of these rain chances together and we could be talking about some locations 3, maybe closer to 4 inches the farther back off to the east that you go. Needed rainfall as we continue to monitor drought conditions. But really that needed cool down too, Karen, as we finally will get some relief. 70s will take us into next week, but it does look like a very soggy pattern heading into Tuesday.
I call it a win-win. Anne Elise, thanks.